Thank you, Madam Speaker. First, I'd like to thank the Honourable Member, Honourable Howard Politini, for his question. Madam Speaker, international peacekeeping is the centerpiece of Fiji's foreign policy. And the Fijian troops deployed to southern Lebanon in 1978 was a commitment for a young nation recognized as a responsible global citizen, and the monetary contribution towards our foreign exchange earnings and employment for youths. The pressure on Fiji to sustain its peacekeeping commitment further required more troops for deployment to the multinational mission in Egypt in 1982. The RFMF went on to participate in other missions in Somalia, Cambodia, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Kuwait, Sudan, South Sudan, Iraq, and Syria. Fijian troops were also part of regional forces deployed to Bougainville in Papua New Guinea, Solomon Islands, and Timor-Leste to enforce and monitor peace agreements. Madam Speaker, the Fiji Police Force has also engaged in the peacekeeping arena with its participation in United Nations missions in Namibia, Cambodia, Iraq, Kosovo, Liberia, Sudan, South Sudan, and our own regional mission in the Solomon Islands. Our correction services also has an ongoing quota with the United Nations mission in South Sudan. Madam Speaker, peacekeeping has changed dramatically ever since Fiji was initially involved in 1978, with non-state actors involved becoming more radicalized with the use of unorthodox and unconventional tactics. The contemporary peacekeeping space today, unlike before, is shared by innocent civilians, peacekeepers, state and non-state actors, with the diametrically opposed agendas of the major parties involved, forcing the operating environment more fluid, increasingly complex, and lethal. As of today, Madam Speaker, we have 848 peacekeepers out there in different missions. 90% from the military, 10% from the police, 10% from the police and corrections. We have 203 in Senai, the non-UN mission, 288 in Andov, 148 in UNIFIL, 168 in Iraq, 28 in South Sudan, and 3 in ANSO, and 13 in Darfur. A total of 848 peacekeepers from the military, police, and corrections. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. The floor open to supplementary questions, if any. The Honourable Maharaj Alvik.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Can the Minister explain, is Fiji meeting the UN requirement in regards to the women participation in peacekeeping?
Honourable Minister.
I think that is a new question, Madam Speaker. I would like to ask the Honourable Member if I can answer that tomorrow.
Thank you, Honourable Philemon Aboka.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. We salute our troops in the foreign fields, especially in combat areas. And in a number of occasions, Madam Speaker, when life is hot in one part of the region, they always come down to Israel for the sanctuary, like we had in Syria in 2014 and Sinai and all that. So it behoves us to keep the relationship with Israel as friendly as possible and supportive as possible. My question, our ambassador to the United Nations, President of the General Assembly, Peter Thompson, was seen donning the PLO scarf and flag in a UN function. Can you explain that? When you want to keep Israel on side, why was he insensitive in donning the PLO stuff? Thank you.
Thank you. Honourable Minister.
Madam Speaker, I can assure the Honourable Member that we have a very good relations with Israel. We have no problems with Israel. and they respect with our position in the United Nations in regards to what they request from Fiji. Thank you.
I give the floor to the Honourable Nawaikula.
Madam Speaker, from the amount that the UN pays to Fiji for our personnel, can the Honourable Minister clarify whether the government makes a deduction to itself, or does it pay the whole sum to the personnel? And if so, what percentage goes to the government?
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Madam Speaker, I believe that is a new question. We can put that question on another day and I'll be able to answer that.
You'll get it.
Thank you. I give the floor to the Honourable Ndulak Narata.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I would like to ask the Minister, how much money does the United Nations owe to the Fiji government for the participation of our Fijian troops in the United Nations?
Honourable Minister.
Madam Speaker, I believe that there is a new question. I'll be very willing to answer that on another day.
Thank you. I give the floor to the Honourable Karawaki.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I hope this is not a new question. Could the Honourable Minister, Madam Speaker, identify which United Nations peacekeeping missions that is under the UN and which one is a non-UN peacekeeping mission? Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Honourable Minister.
Madam Speaker, as I mentioned in my statement, the multinational mission in Senai is a non-UN peacekeeping mission.
Thank you. Honourable Mikaela Leawere.
Honourable Speaker, again, just to ask Minister for clarification, as to the operation, how much is funded by UN and how much is funded by the Fiji government? Thank you.
Thank you. Honourable Minister.
Do we cover it all?
Sorry, Madam Speaker, I believe that is a new question, very much related to the question that was put before. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Honourable Rocky Liraki.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Just for the future of engagement, whether is there any reduction or you still maintain the number of forces engaged in peacekeeping? What is your projections?
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Madam Speaker, the reduction in number of peacekeepers, yes. Recently, we had a reduction in Senai.